sandwich place today.
Noted.
So Subway.
What was that like?
No, it was really good, but it's stuff like they put Doritos in your sandwich, like that kind of a place.
All right,
My wife has
us
crushed
live
Doritos in there.
I have us live both on YouTube and on Twitch today.
Hi, everybody.
We are live.
All righty. Are we good to go?
I believe
Good as
that
I'm going to
we are.
be. I just better go before GP because I'm going to take his pick.
You know what? That won't stop me from making all sorts of commotion and ruckus and being loud. I'm
Okay.
real excited about this
Right.
episode.
Whenever you are ready.
All right. Game of a year. Not that one. Today on. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Press B to Cancel. I am joined by three of the other four members of the podcast tonight. One of them couldn't make it. He is on assignment in the Northwest Territories investigating wood pizza ovens. So he should be back soon. We're hoping, praying for him. And otherwise, I'm joined by Sinistar. How you doing, sir?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm great. And GP,
Hi. Good to see you.
always lovely to see you, sir. And Chard.
Hello. I'm worried that Jake is buried under a hedgehog's sneeze of snow.
Porcupine sneeze.
Nice.
Porcupine
I
sneeze.
thought it was a porcupine's whisper.
I'm not,
Yes.
yes, that's what it was.
Was it a careless whisper?
Never
Big
gonna
saxophone.
dance again.
Never going to snow again.
That's
Never
right.
going to shovel again.
Guilty weather's got no blizzards.
Ah!
So it's easy to pretend. Okay.
All
Sorry.
right.
I'll be
All
Jake.
right.
God, don't do inside jokes from the MP on the show.
You know, I'll be honest with you. That song is absolutely so true. Every time I feel guilty, I just stumble around.
That's usually
They're
'cause I'm drinking.
awareness people.
Yeah.
Stare-awareness.
It's always Stair Awareness Week in Press B Town. Wow, I can't talk tonight. I'm sorry.
Presbytown.
Presbytown, yes.
Townians.
Presbyterians, yeah.
All right.
All right.
So
Good episode,
Anyways,
our first game of the year episode of this year, and we're not talking 2023 because Jake couldn't make it. So we're talking 1990. We are choosing our top games specifically from 1990. Now, there seems to be a little bit of confusion as to what quantifies as what. Based on Moby Games, they give just initial release date, and I think that's kind of what we were using mostly.
Yeah. Okay.
So, if you're like, no, I got that as soon as it came out in 91. Well, it might have come out earlier in another region. There you go.
That's kind of my question. Yeah, if a game was released in Japan in 90 and didn't get over to the States till
You know,
91.
Here's what it is, GP. We're lazy. Okay. So we went into
that's fair.
Moby Games. We hit the browse button and we put in the year 1990, and we didn't actually qualify where it released in 1990.
So there's the qualifier. Is the qualifier it's on the Moby list? Because
Yes.
there is a game on there that I'm considering or have been considering. I've considered it. It's considered. But it was
Consider it
technically released
considered.
December
Did you give
yeah,
it consideration?
December 22nd of 1989. But if it's on the Moby list, I can use it. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Just wanted to check.
Sure.
Thank you. Love you.
We're
Bye.
gonna go by Moby as the
Moby Games.
qualifier here.
Laziness
Look at that.
wins. We don't actually dive into the releases tabs and go look at North America. No.
We
Look,
work
this is coming
so
from
hard
a
at
channel
this
that's not
podcast to be
100% sure when the
so
90s
lazy.
started.
Yeah.
I don't even know when it ended.
Oh,
be completely
Is it?
honest.
Isn't it still?
Some say it's
1990?
still going.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got my MC
The early
Hammer.
1900s?
I've got my hammer pants. Let's go.
Wow. There's some great games in this. Anyways.
There
Stop.
really is.
Moby Games time. All
And
right.
you can
Pimp
and
Wars.
should touch this.
There's a game called Pimp Wars in there, which,
Pimp-
spoiler, is one of my favorite
Pimp Games is a great game, honestly.
Oh, it ain't
Alright.
easy.
That's right.
While we're going
We'll
over
talk
this
about it.
list, can I throw a tiny wrench in our plan tonight?
Yes.
Oh, geez.
Please.
While we're going over this list, everybody submit your own personal rating for this game to me in a DM on Discord.
Okay.
And at the end, I will reveal what the actual top of the 4 ended up being.
I was going to say, if someone better pick Sex Olympics.
Dude,
If you-
quit giving away all my games tonight. Pimp Wars, Sex Olympics,
And Geisha was your
and-
third pick, wasn't it?
and BC's Tires, the sex version.
Oh my God. This is something. It's like King's Quest and sex.
Wait, you
I
didn't
hope
play it
Jake
that
is
way?
watching and giving us one of these.
Yeah.
Oh, he's too busy
Sorry,
checking the
you
wood
two.
ovens. He's too busy checking the wood ovens.
Yeah. Fucking run around with his Pokemans.
All right. Who's starting?
Yeah, so wait. Yeah.
Well, Sinistar, you seem excited to go first,
Okay.
so go ahead.
All right. My first pick, and we may make it to second picks. We'll see. But my first pick, Secret of Monkey Island on DOS.
That's a good pick.
Thank you.
Now, I have a confession. I've never actually played Monkey Island, any of them.
That's safe.
Even the remakes? Okay.
Nothing.
Well, I will be honest with you. So let me give a little history of this. Sierra had kind of the run of the gambit of adventure games. But Sierra was notorious for absolute brutality as far as save early, save often, because you will die by like spending half a second making a decision. And so LucasArts, yes, that Lucas, got into the mix, and I think Maniac Mansion came before this, but anyway, this game is it's how is it described? It's based on loosely based on a novel, but it's basically a swashbuckling game. You're kind of a doofy. Yes, what GP?
Based on the novel Push by Sapphire.
Is that what it is? I thought it was Catch 22
Not at
by
all.
Guy Prime. Anyway, anyway. But you're kind of a doofy character. You're on an island. It's a Caribbean island. Had some of the best soundtrack ever, especially if you listen to it on the MT32 version. Which was a piece of hardware, but you can listen to it on YouTube these days. But LucasArts actually took it, and instead of making so that you can die at a drop of a hat, they actually made it so I think there's literally one place in the game you can die. And I think even if you die, it makes some joke about how Sierra, this is, similar to a Sierra game or something. Anyway, and then, funny enough, the main character's name is Guybrush Threepwood, and the paint program that they used to draw the character, they saved the name of the file as Guy, and it added .brush as the file name, so it became Guybrush, and then there was a contest online and that's where Threepwood came from, but. Absolutely clever game. Some of the best humor in a game. Now, of course, this is 90s. This is early 90s humor. So, this is not your, modern humor game that you get. But it's got a lot of the funny. Anyway, great adventure game. Point and click adventure. The whole thing. That's my pick for 1990.
That's a solid one, and I'm glad
That's
I
a good
didn't go
pick.
with it because you explained it so much better than I could have. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's about the only thing I knew about that game was the main character's name.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Named because they literally saved the file Guy and it became Guy.brush. So Guybrush.
There you go.
Yeah.
I thought he was just worried about sagebrush or something.
So all of us are sending, or just the others are sending a ranking for the game to you, Werewolf?
All of you.
Okay. So I need to send
So
you
I-
a
And if
ranking.
you've never played it, send me that, and so that'll adjust.
So I got
Am I
Side
DMing
quest-
it? Just like private message?
Yeah, just private message in Discord.
Okay. And we're doing it out of 10, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Please. The
All
kiddo
right.
and I are learning fractions this week. Don't send me into 4th grade math, please.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm reading chat here.
Okay,
I'm catching
got it.
up on chat here. Welcome
Chat
in
is
Stripey and Brother of Sin. Jake says Jesus Christ. Apparently Jake is Jesus Christ tonight. That's actually what happened. He's not apparently searching out wood ovens.
So he fixed the wood fire grill with the power of Christ.
Yeah. Power of Christ
Fantastic.
compels your
I
grill.
like the oakiness that it imbues upon the pepperoni.
That actually sounds
It's not a euphemism.
delicious.
Are you calling me Okie?
Sinstress is here. Elaine is here. Bridget's
Hi,
here.
everyone.
Awesome. Welcome in, everybody.
Welcome.
All right. Are we all caught up? Have we all sent our rankings to?
Yes, everybody has sent their score.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions or thoughts or anything on Monkey Island Adventure or Secret of Monkey Island?
No, but I think I will be changing my name in our Discord to guy.balls instead of guy.brush. So if anybody's not following our Discord, please pop in and join us.
It's now
We'll call that a
Guy
segment.
Balls Prime Brush or Prime Wood.
Yes.
Guy
There it
Guy
is.
Balls
Prime
Prime
Wood?
Wood. Yeah. Guy Balls
That
Prime
is
Wood.
the greatest name of all time. I have to go adopt a dog now so that I can officially name something Guy Balls Primewood.
This is my dog, Guy Balls Prime Wood.
It's a mouthful.
So I do want to mention that in trying to look up Secret of Monkey Island on Moby Games, there's a Secret of Donkey Island.
We don't talk about Donkey Island.
Yeah. Nobody goes to Donkey
It has
Island.
to be like a parody, right?
Yes.
I don't know. That's probably a topic for another episode, but it exists.
Well, remember my initial 3 games that I had to ditch because we talked about them at the beginning. Actually, Secret of Donkey Island was number.
God.
All
I'll go
Alrighty.
next if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
I've gone back and forth. I said this in a Marco Polo earlier this week, but when it comes to video games released in 1990, I could very easily put together a top 10 list, and that would just be a top 10 list, not of 90s, but if you showed that to anybody, they'd be like, this is just a top 10 greatest games of all time list. And it's a conversation that could be had. So it really is kind of an embarrassment of riches when it comes to, we were all eating good in 1990. I remember vividly 6-year-old Guy Brush Primewood waking up.
Guy Balls.
Guy Balls, damn it, I messed up my own name. Just like my dad. Anyway, so I've gone back and forth about this, and this is kind of a vanilla pick, but follow me on this. For anybody who has heard me rant about this game in a negative light, I feel like I've grown some for my pick, and I'm going to say Mega Man 3. So here's why nobody saw that coming. Not a big secret that I'm a huge Mega Man fan, but I have been very vocal about my disdain or my distaste for Mega Man 3. While I have grown to like it more in the last year or 2 or 3, I will say this. Of all of the games I might have chosen for the number 1 spot, Mega Man 3 was the most relevant for advancing its own franchise and its own series. What they did in 3, while I wasn't a complete fan of it, revolutionized that franchise from 2 and said, we still have more places to go We still have a lot more growing to do, a lot more features and functions and fun that we can have with this character and the way that he operates. And then we got 4, 5, 6, and anything that came after that. So whereas 2, a lot of people consider that to be the best in the franchise. Okay. But 3, they said, that was great. We're going to do more stuff. And I think that's as much as I can really say about that. A week ago, I don't know that I would have made this pick, but the more I think about it, the more I think 3 was relevant very much so to the Mega Man franchise. And that's why I picked that one for my number 1 release of 1990.
Nice.
I think that's
Please feel free to
that's
agree.
a fair pick. And
Thank you.
It
I
is a fair pick.
was actually on the fence about picking that, but I figured you would, so I did it.
I've become predictable.
Well,
See, I wanted to go before GP because I was going to pick 3 and then watch him sweat it out.
Well, there's another 3 that you can put on the list that just doesn't have the word Mega Man in it.
No. but I
Or
want Mega
we
Man
can
3.
switch. We can switch. If you want me to duke
Switchies?
you Mega Man 3, I'm going to go again.
No. I'm kidding. Duke me, baby.
What, right here, right now?
Sure. Sorry.
No.
Sorry, you two.
You've been
Mega
duped.
Man 3 was the first Mega Man I owned. I played the hell out of that game. I loved the soundtrack to that game. I almost picked it up on vinyl a couple of weeks ago. That's how
Oh,
much
it's
I
good.
love that game.
Oh,
So
It's a killer game.
The opening tune, the bluesy song or whatever, is one of the
Yeah.
best tracks in all of Mega Mandom. Absolutely.
Mhm, for sure.
Yeah, and
And-
yeah, you're right. The soundtrack to that one, just wall to wall bops. It's good.
That's when they started sounding like it was NES chiptune versions of rock songs, but you
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
know where the rock songs came from. And the further the franchise got, eventually my little brother was like, Mega Man NES songs sound like Ozzy Osbourne songs turned into chiptunes.
Yeah.
I went back and listened to a bunch of them. I was like, that's pretty damn accurate.
That's a damn good analogy.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! But that was the point, right? Yeah, Rockman,
Yeah.
rush and roll, and bass and treble eventually. Yeah, absolutely.
Mega Man, I'm
dig it.
coming home. Sorry.
But yeah, I love the crap out of 3. I complain about the dock robots, whatever you want to call them, but I still love Mega Man 3. I don't think there's an entry in the mainline franchise that I like more than 3.
Going off the rails of Dr. Wily's train.
Perfect.
Oh my god!
All
All
right.
right.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Chart, are
you
you
two.
Yeah, you
ready or
got
do
it.
you need me to go?
No, I'm ready. I'll go. There's so many
All
good
right.
choices on here. So many games that I've played that I love. But I think I'm gonna go with one that's near and dear to my heart. As a child, this was the first game I ever beat as a child. And I saw it on here. I was super excited to see it. I am going with Disney's Chippendales Rescue Rangers.
That's another great one.
As a child growing up, I was a big Disney afternoon fan. Would rush home from school and sit down and watch it, and I absolutely loved the Rescue Rangers show. And when I found that there was a game on the NES, of course I had to have it. And me and my buddy growing up used to play the tag team where you'd pick each other up and run down on stage and shit. And I fondly recall being at a buddy's house sleepover, playing Chippendales Rescue Rangers, and I approached Fat Cat, the final boss. Spoilers, and I beat him. And there was much celebratory happening around the house that day, because I forget how old. If it was in the 90s, I would have been 8 years old. So 8 or 9-year-old me celebrating my first video game victory with Chippendales Rescue Rangers. So that is going on my list as my favorite one in there.
Yeah, this is
If-
one that I think
yeah.
the first time I played it, I was 7 or 8. The kids next door rented it, and so I was playing with them. And then we were not good at it. We didn't get very far because the kids next door were a year older than me and a year younger than me. And so we were all just trash at this game. We had a blast, but we sucked. I don't think I beat it till many years later when I finally managed to get a hold of it outside of a rental and was able to play the crap out of it. That was a lot of fun.
It's a fun game, and it's got some banger tunes. It's Capcom, I believe. It's
Yeah.
Capcom.
It
So
is.
it's
NES era Capcom is pretty top
was
tier.
incredibly well versed in the musical era. So
Yeah.
Darkwing Duck and Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers and DuckTales, all those Disney afternoon games have some of the best
Yeah.
fucking soundtracks on there from Capcom.
1990s Disney X Capcom was just a bunch of fire left and right.
I'm still
So
waiting
good.
for Disney Capcom versus X-Men.
Nice.
Yeah,
great
that'd be
fighting game.
good. I'm waiting for DuckTales versus Capcom.
There you go.
I will say this. I was solidly in my mid-30s the first time I played Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, and I loved it. Like, it was one of those things where it was a shame for me that I had waited so long in life to play it. But it was an immediate classic. The only feeling I don't have for it for that reason is nostalgia. But you can recognize greatness pretty easily. So that's a really good pick. And that would have been in my top probably 4 or 5 picks if I had to put, like a big list together for this one. But well done.
It's a strong title in that year against so many strong titles. So definitely.
And it's so funny that 90 gave us such a wide range of great versus just utter shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, we were eating good, not just in volume of titles, but in the scale and scope of, bombers to bangers. So
you could say there's a lot of scat in the 1990s.
Chip and Dale
in the 1990
was.
Scooby-Doo.
I do want to throw out there, Chip and Dale was also like one of my favorite cartoons as a kid.
Oh yeah.
I have the DVDs of the first season, and that first episode is absolutely ridiculous, and I still love it.
But do you have the VHS tapes?
Yeah.
No. I never had the VHS tapes, but once I saw it on DVD at Best Buy, I was like, oh, I have to have it, and I bought it. So
yeah. It's a good purchase.
Nice.
All right. Well, I guess that leaves me with Super Mario World.
Mm.
That was going to be
the weaker Super Mario 3.
Oh, no, the better Super Mario 3.
Weaker Super Mario 3.
I got to agree with Sinistar on that one. Super Mario World took what was great about Mario 3, reduced the fluff, made it a game that you can save your files so you don't have to, beginning to end that shit in one session. And so they actually made that to where they were like, well, we have a save battery in there now. These people can save their file and come back later. We can put tons and tons of levels in this and not feel bad, and put alternate endings in these levels. This is the first Mario game that put in alternate ends to each level so you could open up new paths to secret levels.
Yeah.
And that was super cool. It also had the hidden Star World, right? The
Star
special
Road.
world, as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Star Road and then the special world.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. With the tubulars and the...
Tubular, groovy, gnarly, all those good ones.
And
is that where you get the different colored Yoshis too, with the different powers in there?
That's on Star Road, yeah.
You brought up that this added an additional ending to most of the levels, and
yes,
I love the fact that you would think in a 2D platformer that wouldn't be so well hidden, but they were well hidden.
Oh, some of them were wild. I want to say it was Butter Bridge was the really wild one where you had to cape fly underneath the end of the stage and then keep going for a while.
Yeah.
And then that brought you down into the ocean in the middle of the map where you're playing with Torpedo Teds underwater. That was a really cool design. I love that. Also, just the ghost houses in this game were spectacular.
Yeah. I agree. This is a great game. I have a little bit of anger and resentment still for it. I know I've mentioned this before, but growing up, my rule was no game genies or codes until you can beat the game on its own. And for me, it was like that with warps and stuff for the Mario games. I wanted to beat the whole game every stage before ever doing warps. So the day I found out that it's like 93 is the best number you can ever get on your save file because it's the number of exits out of the stages, not the percentage that you've completed it.
It was
So I could
96
never-
star.
Yeah.
96. Okay. So yeah, the whole time I'm like, what the fuck am I missing?
Mhm.
And I wasn't missing anything. I had done as good as I could have done, and I just didn't know because I can't even talk. I'm an idiot. That's the sentence I was
I
going
don't
for.
think when you see a 96, you automatically think that there's 100%. You're 100%ing it, but it's so that's
Well,
not
that's
an
why the
idiot
star
pool. I
pops
think
up.
that's just a
It's
miss.
like you're done.
I don't know that. Does
Yeah, I
the
don't know
star
that shit.
say, "Hey, idiot, you're done"? No,
It
it just
does.
pops out. It's like,
Or it's
it
a
does?
motivator saying, "Come on, you only got 4% left, buddy.
yeah,
Don't
hey,
cheat
yeah.
now." Don't
So
do
Was
it.
it a blue star?
So close.
Prison's good.
To-
Jail is
To that
good.
point,
People
I
in
my
prison
my
are very, very good.
my little bits of free time that I get over the past 2 weeks, I have been going back through and playing all of the Mario games, like 100%ing it, and I get to 8-2 with Mario
Fuck.
1, and then I beat it.
Fuck.
Obviously,
I beat it. It's okay. We
obviously, I
beat
beat
it.
I'm out.
And then I think, should I even tell Sinistar about
Obviously.
8-3? Like, should we even tell him about 8-3? I don't think so.
Obviously,
All right,
I
love you,
beat
buddy.
it.
Yeah,
Sure.
clearly, without saying. I mean, yeah.
Sure you do.
Super Mario
And
is
in
a
record
stronger
time.
Super Mario World.
No, Mario World is a great game. Beautiful colors, wonderful soundtrack. I still lean 3, but again, that changes from day to day. Really, it depends on what side
Look,
of the bed I woke up on.
This introduced Reznor.
True.
End of list. End of list.
I'm sorry, are there Tanuki suits in World that maybe I don't know about?
You
I
can
can't
take
tell
your-
you the level of like the how do I say it? Yeah, the level of legendary that Tanuki suits carried for whatever reason in my childhood amongst me and my group of peers. Nobody cared about the Sledgehammer suits. It was or the Hammer
Yeah,
Brothers suits.
but you know
It was
what this
Tanuki suit or nothing.
you know what this doesn't have?
You could statue up.
The fucking frog suits. Boom. Mic drop.
That's
Frog
true.
suits are good
No,
for
no, no.
water levels, bro.
No, the
No,
mic,
even
the
on
frog
water
suits
levels,
suck.
frog
Even
suits
in
suck.
water levels,
Yeah.
they're
Yes.
terrible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Terrible if you're not very good.
The
Mic
Hammer Brothers suit
drop.
was really cool, and the Tanuki
cool
suit
idea,
was really
yeah.
cool. But
Sorry, go ahead.
they didn't add a whole lot of functionality over what was already there, right? The Hammer Brothers suit is just a new arc for the fireball, and
Yes.
the Tanuki suit is just like it's
A
raccoon
statue.
suit, but
You can become a statue.
it's the raccoon tail and the ears, but Mario went all in on the persona.
Yes. He committed.
Yeah, he went from
Give-
cosplay to full fuzzy or furry. Love it.
Ladies,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, a statue.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Now the statue thing I
Tanuki
love. but
Mario.
You could also screw yourself with it. So
guys, he's a fucking statue. He's crazy that way. Anyway,
Foo Fighters.
horrible impressions aside, World is wonderful. I only fight it a little bit because the U.S. didn't get it till '91, but again,
We're going lazy
wow.
Moby Games world.
it's
lazy.
on the Moby
Wow.
list, so it counts.
It
All
was
right.
birthed in the 90s.
supposed
It
to
just
do
didn't
Game
come
of
to
the Year.
America.
The next time we have to do Game of the Year 1991 edition, we're all going to be in this boat where we're like, "Fuck! I wish we had Mario World."
Can we commit? Can we commit to a game we
No,
already
no.
had?
I already
yeah,
know.
no repeats.
I already know what I get for 91 because same
I'm
year
picking.
F-Zero.
I'm picking.
F-Zero.
Yeah. I'm picking Mario World for this year and last year because it was that good.
Yeah, right. No, 91's got to be Final Fantasy 2. We'll deal with that when the episode gets here. Final
Yeah, I'm
Fantasy
going
4.
before GP on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick, Wolf.
Strong,
Of
All right,
course,
thank
yeah.
you.
strong pick.
Classic.
I'm missing some
I
scores from
appreciate-
Chard. Just to
What?
help
It's
with the.
Jesus.
You've not
Christ
sent me
with
the last two scores.
Whilst
You know what I
Chard
want
is
for that
updating
one?
that,
Oh my
should
God.
I give my runner-up?
Yeah,
Or
we
should we
should
wait
we
and do
should
that?
we should do runners up, right?
Yeah, we'll do runners up. I think that's fair. Some honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those don't need
'Cause-
scores.
So are we going
Yeah.
reverse order Or are we starting
Ooh, I like that. Let's
front?
do reverse.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go again. Okay.
Okay.
Back to
My
front.
honorable mention for me is ActRaiser.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love me some ActRaiser because it straddles sort of a three-way line between a sim, a city sim, a platformer, and an RPG. It rides all three of those very
That
comfortably.
does. Long and hard.
You know, the last
And
time I
unfortunately,
rode
the
3
second one
lines.
came along and
That fucking
Square
straddle
Enix was-
strat.
Enix was like, you know what? All the good stuff about the first one, get rid of it.
Wow.
So to me, ActRaiser 1 is still my favorite, one of my favorite SNES games.
That's a great game. That's a great game.
And
ActRaiser is a good game.
I tried the remake recently. It just didn't hit the same. It's not as fun. It's not as good. It doesn't have the visual charm. But yeah, ActRaiser 1, that's one of those games that I've probably played through a good dozen times, if not more.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Fair.
All right, who was next?
I think
Sorry.
I was next. I think I'm on there. Honorable mention. So I'm going to throw out. See, there's 2 games that I have discussed that are already on this list. One of them is actually in our top 100 that I selected some time ago, and I'm not going to drop that one. But I am going to honorably mention a game that we discussed having a aha moment. One of our aha moments, or was the left field moments or funniest moments in a game that we had, and I'm going with Loom. Loom. Loom is a point and click adventure game where you essentially play a shrouded monk of some kind. That's not where the name came from. BT dubs. That uses music and a loom, a magical loom, to access musical notes and use that musical note to clear paths, solve puzzles, yada, yada, yada.
Avoid tornadoes.
Or
Mm.
run into them numerous times and laugh your ass off. Loom it's a great LucasArts Entertainment point and click, trying to tackle that Sierra monster that was going on, because during this time Sierra had one of its best games released in its King's Quest series. Loom it's got a pretty good, I guess that's a Metacritic score. Yeah, Moby score. It's got a high Moby score. And I agree that it deserves such a score. So honorable mention goes out to Loom for me. It's a solid game, solid point clicker.
I'm glad that you said that. That was one of my favorite charred heavy episodes when we were doing the WTF moments, and we got to watch and listen to. I don't know. To me, it's iconic, and it's a game that I will forever only couple with you in my brain. So that's
Perfect.
where my brain grapes take me. So well done.
I'm glad that I have woven the sound of this man screaming into your mental loom.
Yeah, well done.
Thank
well
you.
pun.
Thank you.
Whale pun.
Solid. Whale pun.
Whale pun. Wow. Nice.
All right.
Let's
All right.
see.
GP is up next, I
GP
believe.
Is the next.
Yeah, so this is where I'm a hypocrite and an asshole. The way that I was giving Wolf some gruff about, well, hold on, that game came out in America in 91. Technically, the game I'm mentioning came out in 1989, December 22nd. However, it's on the Moby list, so by that, virtue, we got to put it on there. The graphics, pretty good. The cutscenes, great. The soundtrack, in my estimation, one of the, if not the absolute best on the NES.
Dick Tracy.
Batman, the video game.
Oh boy.
Batman?
No, Batman, yes. Based off of the novel Push by Sapphire. No, the Michael Keaton Batman movie. It's a great game. They gave Batman a sidearm, a firearm, which is kind of stupid. But other than that, there's not a thing about this game that is not grand and perfect. The animations are great. They're not overdone like Moon Crystal or what have you. The theming is spot on. Again, the soundtrack, shut up. It's great. And it's the reason I picked Mega Man 3 over this is because this is a personal favorite and not one that I thought was probably just, because you always have to draw that line between is the category a favorite or is the category the best? Because those two things aren't necessarily always the same. So Batman, probably my favorite from the year, whereas Mega Man 3, definitely the best. But anyway, Batman for the NES. I'm right.
Only real experience with this game, and I've watched a few streamers do it. I think I've even watched you do it. But Argus or whatever, who basically just plays everything and just but my experience is I hear the soundtrack of him humming it, because you know how he does that, right? And so like that's how I hear the soundtrack, is him just like as he's just going like
Sure.
and so but yeah.
That was one of my drum videos from way back when. I was hoping that would have been the one, but no, Arcus, that's fine. I get it. He is better than me, so that's good.
Wow. Oh, don't be like that. I still love you, GP.
No, it's okay, Daddy.
I still love you, GP.
What?
Wow.
Look,
I
nobody plays Metal Storm like you do.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
And if I can put, you'll go, and then I have one other game I want to mention as an honorable mention, third place, but that can wait.
Okay.
Well, Batman, I just want to throw this out there. Batman is one of those games I did have as a kid, and I was so sad that I could not be better at it because I was absolutely awful. And I was just never able to beat, I think, the level 3 boss or something. Like,
Dude, yes. It's a tough game. It's NES hard.
I don't even think I could beat it with Game Genie.
Is that
the oldest joke?
Is that the 8-2
Well
of Batman? Is the third level boss?
Batman is all 8-2s after the first level.
Yeah.
It's all 8-2s, my friend.
You could the
Yeah,
first level's
even when
fine.
you're
After
good-
that, it's just 8-2 for eternity.
Yeah. Even if you're good at the game, you're not really that good at the game. You know what I mean? Unless you're Arcus.
No one
Alright.
is really good at Batman. That
Yeah.
game is very difficult.
Even Bruce Wayne was like, "What?" Horrible.
Wow.
It's all right. I have my Bat Glock that I'll bring with me everywhere I go.
Right. It's not an actual gun. It fires missiles. Surely that's the loophole.
Because missiles aren't murderous at all.
They
Right.
are RPGs. It's true.
Yeah.
Nice.
Batman.
All right. Is it me?
Batman.
It is you.
All right.
Are you
Well,
Batman?
my runner up, I'm going
Batman.
with 2 DOS games this time around, this go around. I finally made it. Third try. Is Wing Commander. Wing Commander.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised Dr.
That's a fun
Mario
little
wasn't on
entry.
your list. I'm going to be honest with you.
I love Dr.
Awesome.
Mario, but I love get your bingo cards. I love Dr. Mario on that. For those listening to
On
the
your shelf?
podcast, it's the Nintendo 64.
I love it on my shelf.
Yeah, I do. Yes.
That's where I love that.
Unpowered,
on my shelf.
unplayed. That's how I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Complete box.
No, Wing Commander, a 3D space fighting game, that's instead of being like true 3D is the janky, like they drew all of the different sprites that like were, the different angles of the ships and it was cool. Had missions. I mean, it had a little bit of a story to it, but kind of it was, if you ever played like the TIE Fighter game or X-Wing games, X-Wings versus TIE Fighter, it was kind of that before those existed. And so this kind of was like, I know Elite existed before this, but it kind of was the beginning of the big genre of space fighter games. So
It's yeah.
Yeah.
The perspective is what we call Mod 2 or Mode 2.
mode.
Wow. Wing Commander was that game in not comic books, but in gaming magazines that I read growing up that I always wanted to play. Every time I see Wing Commander on there, I'd be like, man, wish I had a computer that could A, exist, and B, run it. So not having one for a while. And then we were stuck on Windows fucking 95 for 80 some odd years. So any kind of chance and opportunity to get any kind of those games was few and far between growing up. But I'll tell you, I saw Wing Commander in a commercial or I saw it in a game magazine. I was like, that's the game I want. I want
Yeah.
that so bad. Yeah.
Well, and then
Wing
the
Commander's a
third-
great chick.
The third iteration had Mark Hamill and
Mm-hmm.
what's the guy that's like the British guy that's evil in everything?
Mads Mikkelsen.
No,
Mads Mikkelsen.
it was before Mads, but
Is that English?
it was based on Rush by whatever I don't have the joke because I don't know this
Based
book.
on the
Was it
novel
Jeremy
Rush
Irons?
by Sapphire.
Yeah, thank you.
That's 3.
Yeah. Yeah, but I got that one. I actually brought that one up, so that's 1 for me. So, yeah.
I love
There
you
you
so
go.
much.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about. Was it Tom Wilson? Is that the guy?
Rest in peace, Tom. Oh no, that's Tom Wilkinson
Let's see. Hang on.
who just passed.
Oh, John Rhys Davies.
Well, John Rhys
okay,
Davies
yeah.
was in it as well.
Yeah.
JRD, absolutely.
Yeah.
JRD. That son of a bitch.
Anyway, but Mark Hamill, I remember for sure Mark Hamill. You know, Luke.
Of course,
Maybe
he's
you're
going to
thinking
be
of
in a
Malcolm
space
McDowell.
simulator game.
Yes,
Oh,
There you
yes,
go.
Malcolm
McDowell.
McDowell. Thank
Malcolm
you. Yeah,
McDowell.
Caligula
That's who
himself.
it is.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That is one Malcolm you do not want to be in the middle of.
that's right. All right.
Totes my goats.
Toads a goat.
Wow.
He was great in The Mentalist, if anybody is familiar.
The what?
No.
I
Fine.
never got to
Mental
play
show.
Wing Commander. I also never saw the movie.
Oh, don't.
I don't know if the movie was any good. I'm guessing not, since it was.
There isn't a
This is
movie.
nothing against Matthew Lillard, but this was well before he even portrayed the character in Scream. So I think this is one of his earlier roles. So it's Matthew Lillard and Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah,
were in
Let's
this movie.
fucking go.
there isn't.
So long before Scooby. That's wild.
Wow.
You had to bring up.
Sinstar's having a full-on.
Yeah,
I
you
did.
had to.
Full-on meltdown
You had to
right now.
taint. You had to taint this discussion of Wing Commander with the movie.
Okay. It was better than Battleship Earth.
Well, okay, that's true. But the shit I took in the toilet was better than Battleship Earth this morning.
Yeah. Battleship Earth.
Battleship Earth.
Battlefield Earth, you mean?
Oh yeah, Battlefield
Whatever.
Earth. Thank you.
You know what?
With,
John Travolta and Forrest Whitaker?
With
Yeah.
You know what?
Travolta, yeah.
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 Who cares?
Wow.
Here's what I want to say about Forrest Whitaker. He is such an amazing actor that he found a way to come away from that movie kind of unscathed. And Travolta, who was also very prolific in the 90s and before, really took the brunt of the shitstorm that
I
was.
really
the fallout
well,
from
you know,
that.
you put John Travolta in dreadlocks and he just becomes a threat.
Here's the question: was that a religious film?
No,
It
Somebody's
depends.
religion.
no.
Exactly.
That was-
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I mean,
I mean-
was that their version of like?
Listen, we've already offended
not
enough
passionate, but
lepers
practical.
over the last couple of weeks that I'm
Oh,
not.
God. Okay.
I don't want to.
Okay.
So, did anybody have a third pick?
Yeah, I got a mention.
Okay.
I got a
I
mention.
don't know.
I don't have a third
do,
pick.
but it might
I don't think we need to
might
rank.
fall off here.
Yeah, I don't think
know.
we should rank third picks, but we should talk about them.
Oh, I don't think we've been scoring the second ones either. We just scored
Oh,
the first.
okay, good.
'cause
Okay.
Honestly, the scores I did receive for the second round they're not coming close to the first round.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my question: do I have to have played the game in order to put it on the honorable mention for best of show of 1990?
Nah, I guess not.
The game
Look,
is
we're
Silver
lazy.
Surfer.
Silver
yeah,
Surfer.
we're
Yeah,
lazy. Let us be lazy.
yeah. Someday
No, I
you
played
might
the
play
fuck out of
Silver
This is the
Surfer.
laziest episode.
I love that
we've
game.
ever-
It is such a good game,
Was that a 90?
and nobody loves it but me and like 4 other people on the list. And
What
that's
game was that
fine.
again?
Silver
Silver
Surfer.
Silver
Surfer.
Surfer.
Oh, okay.
That was
Great soundtrack.
1990.
Silver Surfer.
Shitty gameplay, shitty graphics, lovability factor through the roof. So
All right.
I understand it's on nobody else's list. I saw it on there, and I was honor bound and duty bound
Yeah.
to mention it.
Honor
So,
bound.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. So before I do one more honorable mention, Chard, do you have one more?
I do have one more actually.
All
Let me
right.
get back to it here.
I think I actually have one too. But
Where did it go? Do you have one? Like I had one. Oh, here it is. Okay, I got one. Guys, I don't think you understand how much I greatly enjoyed playing this game on my Sega Genesis. It was actually at my
Oh.
uncle's house, and I used to play
it
this
that one?
quite a bit.
Follow the Foot
In
Clan?
which you're no.
Okay.
Which
was
one?
Game Boy.
No.
Is it
No,
the
it's
beat
Game
'em
Boy.
up?
It's a beat 'em up. Yeah, it's a beat 'em up. It's a beat 'em up with some killer tunes. Prolific
Wolf is up.
musician of the 80s and 90s and so on, created his own beat 'em up type game where you rescue orphan children from what I think is Joe Pesci, if I remember correctly, with a top knot.
Oh, I know
Home Alone
exactly what
2,
you're. Does it start with a
Lost in New
W?
York.
No, it doesn't start with a W. It
Oh,
starts with an
never
M.
mind.
If you flip that W upside down, it does. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Oh,
Moonwalker.
right,
Yeah.
Genesis, not Nintendo.
Classic Sega Genesis beat 'em up featuring the king of pop himself, Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where you would
Love Michael
charge
Jackson.
up your dance moves and end up doing the Annie, are you okay lean to kill enemies.
Yeah.
Almost to the point that if you got enough star power, I believe it was, it's been a while since I played it, you turn into a dancing cyborg. It didn't make any
As one
sense,
does.
but it was a killer game. I enjoyed Michael Jackson's Moonwalker quite a bit, and I saw this on the list. I was like, you know what doesn't get a lot of love? Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. So we're dropping it like it's hot. So MJ's
sentence choice.
MW's. He is. We're going with that one because I was a big Jackson fan in the 80s and 90s. So
Yeah.
got to
It's hard
go
to
with
beat.
Moonwalker.
King of Pop.
I think
Well-
that's a good pick. I remember
Yeah.
playing that a lot with my cousins. That was a lot of fun, and I think that was one of the first games that, at least that I played, that had music that I knew from outside of video games,
Yeah.
and so that was kind of extra cool in that way, you know.
Nothing like a little blast processing to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you had put that game or tried to put that game on any other system, it wouldn't have gone. I guess, because I don't know if they did port it other places, but I think the Genesis version is as good as that game was ever going to get.
Fun fact: I believe it used to be an arcade game.
It was.
I don't know.
I
if
played
was
it in the arcade.
before it came to the Genesis,
It was
or
first.
after. But
it was first. It was first in the arcade.
Totally different. It was almost like a top-down Michael Jackson game, while this one on the Sega Genesis was a side scroller. So
Yeah.
it was a different
Huh.
beast. I think you could turn into like a car or something in the arcade. Like if you got enough points or something, star powers, you turn into the robot.
I
But then he
remember
also
the
turns into like a
arcade
vehicle
being a
some shit. Yeah.
side scroller. I remember the arcade being a side
It-
scroller.
It was more
Is it?
isometric.
Yeah,
Okay.
But
isometric. That's what I
it
was going
was-
for. Yeah. Because I remember going, hey, I didn't know this was an arcade game. It looks way different than what I played as a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the arcade
Okay.
game is a hard 3/4 view.
Okay.
Yep.
So
All right.
Look at
Well,
me dropping
have
knowledge
Yeah.
bombs.
I do have an honorable mention as well.
There we go.
okay.
We discussed this in our Marco Polo, so I'm good with it. But the new remake of King's Quest 1 on their new engine.
Yeah.
It is not
Was that done in the 90s?
just a remaster, it is a remake. It came out in 1990.
There you go.
So they
Oh
changed
yeah, because the original was 84.
Yeah.
That was one of the first remasters, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's wild.
Anyway, that's my honorable mention.
All right.
Okay.
Well, my last honorable mention is going to be those paying attention to chat. My mom was hanging out in there. Dr. Mario for the NES
Dr.
Nice.
Mario.
is
Very
a good
cool.
one. And honestly, the music, those tunes still pop into my head, and I'll just be humming them or whistling them all day long when it happens.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
it's
Yeah.
still one that I go
Yeah.
back and play. And I do have fond memories of actually playing that one with my mom. And my mom, very much not a gamer, she was absolutely a mad woman at this game. She would start at level 20 and get into like the 30s. It was
Very
wild.
nice. Very nice.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. You know those memes about like tell me where your anxiety started? Whenever I think of that, I think about the advanced levels, the latter levels of Dr. Mario.
There you go.
Oddly enough, though, really great soundtrack for that one too. Like the sound effects. I mean, not just the soundtrack, but even whenever you polish off the last of a certain color in the pill jar. I don't know. Just it's an iconic game. I have a lot of nostalgia for that one. That's fun.
Solid pick.
Okay.
Solid pick.
How do we rank?
All right. Are we ready for the reveal of first, second,
Pull
and
back
third
the
here?
curtain, Wolf. Pull back
All
the
right.
curtain.
Do I give my acceptance speech now, or
Wow.
In third
What-
place,
Chill out.
we have Super Mario World.
Oh, what the
yeah?
what the fuck?
That's fair.
As a-
Because it's a really good 1991 game. It's a fairly good 1990 game.
It's not.
It's-
if
you know
someone
what?
had picked Mario 3, it'd be up there.
You know what? When
I
we
can't
do
wait to
night
do the 91 episode.
when we do 1991, I'm picking it.
That's fine. I'll be great with it then.
All right.
In second place, we have Mega Man 3.
You know what? That's fair. I don't even like that game. So whatever. I was trying to show growth as a human being. But one thing y'all have brought out is that no, I'm a spiteful individual.
I'm going to let you all know right now that
I
these
am
top
hateful.
three,
Number
The-
number
the-
one better be Batman.
the difference in score between first and third was not even 1.7.
Wow.
So they were all very close. First place, we've got Chip and Dale Rescue
Mm,
Rangers.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I may have way underscored Sinistar. Sinistar, I'm pretty sure I'm the reason that yours isn't on there. Sinistar's I ranked it like a 6. Everybody else is 9.6, 9.7, 9.8.
No, they all came in the 8 range.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
cool.
All right. All right.
I helped balance them by using the Moby score as a 5th score
Okay.
or as
Smart.
a filler score as well. So it
That's
was
why
all
you
our
are the
ranks,
leader.
or if they didn't, and then the Moby one, and then averaged it out based on how many submissions I received. So
So I played the greatest game in the 90s.
It's so well played.
Yeah.
That
I
game.
played
That's it.
I played Chippendales. Jesus.
yeah.
I played the greatest game in the 90s.
Okay.
Hey,
9D. 9D. You keep
You know
trying to
how
make it an
we're-
entire
we're-
decade. You keep trying to make it an entire decade.
Yeah, it's
Where's
not of
my-
90s.
hey, hold
it's
on.
just of 90s.
I wasn't expecting this honor, but I came prepared for this.
and part of 91 because Mario.
This is just
But no,
game of
Jordan,
a
you know how
year,
you and I are
not
like-
all the years.
We're like best friends.
We are
whenever
totally
we do
best
the
friends.
yeah, whenever we do the best game of 1991, that will be challenged,
Mhm.
and I can't wait.
Yeah, whatever.
This
Yeah, we're
movie shit's
totally
gonna be great.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, you can feel it on the walls of my room. Yeah. No, okay. We'll see. We'll
Nice.
see who has
Okay.
the greatest game.
Okay.
In 1991.
Well, just so you know, Moby Games, according to my view here, it ranked number 1 for 1990 Super Mario World.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. It's hard to debate that greatness. So my whole thing about it is mostly just the chronology of what exactly constitutes 1990.
Hmm.
But I balanced it
Chip
out
and Dale.
with Batman. So
Chip and
No.
Dale apparently
Yeah.
is 1990.
God, it's so hard.
Mega
to-
Man
to
3
as it
came in
rules.
and
that game.
It rules all.
as Mega Man 3 is 4th
Yeah.
for the year on Moby.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen. Not only am I humble,
Hmm.
but I'm super brilliant too. So
Yeah. Nice. I love that.
Monkey
I love
Island is
that journey
10th,
for you, Chart.
and Chip and Dale ain't even page 1. So
Loom is like 16th. ActRaiser is like 20th.
Chip and Dale is on page 3.
Yeah.
Where's
Ouch.
Batman?
not here, not
Where's
at Press
Batman?
B. It's page 1. It's number 1.
Yeah.
Number 1.
The episode is not Moby's top, whatever games. It's ours.
Yes. And you know what?
Awesome.
Our opinion's the only opinion that matters.
Well,
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
you're
I don't
if
know
you're
what
enjoying
Batman
us
is, but-
if you're enjoying us giving a game of the year for a year specifically, chime in, pressbtocancel.com. You can get all of our details to go to Discord or you can comment here on YouTube and let us know how we did this entirely wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your game of a year?
Yeah.
I
Your
always like
game of the
hearing
year.
how wrong I am from
You're-
anybody except for you three. I'm
You're
usually up
going-
NJ.
Truth.
Nice.
When, let me explain to you how I'm also infinitely always correct.
Here's why I think I may have been wrong about the entire episode is because after everything we've discussed, all I want to do is play Dr. Mario. Like as soon as we shut this down, I'm probably going to fire that up.
Yeah.
So
Not a licensed doctor.
yeah, make
That's
mine a
right.
doctor.
Just
Yeah, kids, don't take as many pills as Dr. Mario throws around.
I was gonna say it's like the pharmaceutical companies now. Just throw pills at it; it'll go away. All
Excellent.
right, guys.
clearly Mario was working for Purdue.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice.
All
Yeah,
right.
well
Well,
done, fellas.
thank you very much for listening. I think that's a wrap for this episode.
Jake
I
will
think we're
never
coming
take
in
a
just
single
under an
day
hour.
off
Yeah.
How weird.
ever again.
Yeah, yeah. Wood-fired pizza grills.
Yeah. All right.
Ovens. They're ovens.
All right. This has been
They're grills.
Press B to cancel.
And a good laugh.
Best pizza oven of 1990.